Indonesia is the largest country in Southeast Asia. Let's find out more about Indonesia. Indonesia is the world's largest archipelagic state and the 14th largest country by area. Indonesia currently has more than 17,500 islands. However, as climate change takes place and sea level rise, this will eventually change. Indonesia has a population of over 275 million and it is the fourth most populous nation in the world and the largest Muslim majority nation. Moreover, half of the people in the nation live in Java, which is known to be the highest populous island in the world. Indonesia shares land borders with Papua New Guinea, East Timor and the eastern part of Malaysia, as well as maritime borders with Singapore, Vietnam, Thailand, the Philippines, Australia, Palau and India. The capital of Indonesia is Jakarta. The city is the economic, cultural and political center of Indonesia and the largest city in Southeast Asia. Jakarta is also one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in Southeast Asia. The biggest issues faced in Jakarta are the city's fast urbanization, ecological collapse, gridlock traffic, congestion and flooding. With the sea levels increasing and Jakarta's annual sinking, the city has become more vulnerable to flooding. Indonesia's capital will be transferred from Jakarta to the planned city of Nusantara in the East Kalimantan province on Borneo. So soon, Indonesia will have a new capital city. Indonesia regularly faces the hardship of many natural disasters, including earthquakes, tsunamis and volcanic eruptions. Indonesia lies on the Pacific Ring of Fire and hundreds of volcanoes are located along Sumatra, Java, Bali and the islands of eastern part of Indonesia. The 1815 eruption of Mount Tambora and the 1883 eruption of Krakatoa were among the largest in recorded history. Lake Toba is the world's biggest natural volcanic lake and is located inside a supervolcano in northern Sumatra in Indonesia. It has been estimated that the lake is around 500 meters deep, 100 kilometers long and 30 kilometers broad. The largest known explosive eruption on record is considered to have taken place in Lake Toba some 70,000 years ago, killing the bulk of people who were alive at the time. Because Indonesia is located near the equator, its weather is typically consistent throughout the year. Without extremes of summer or winter, Indonesia has two seasons, a wet season and a dry season. Indonesia's climate is almost entirely tropical. At 54,716 kilometers, Indonesia has also got the second longest coastline in the world. The country's tropical climate and the archipelagic geography support one of the highest levels of biodiversity, making Indonesia one of the mega diverse countries in the world. Indonesia has significant environmental problems due to its vast and expanding population and quick industrialization. It also has one of the highest rates of deforestation in the world. In 2020, forests cover approximately 49.1% of the country's land area, down from 87% in 1950. Indonesia has the largest economy in the region. According to official data from the World Bank, the gross domestic product in Indonesia was worth $1.186 trillion in 2021. Indonesia has generous natural resources including crude oil, natural gas, tin, copper and gold. Food, chemicals, energy and machinery and equipment are among its main imports. Indonesia is the largest producer of palm oil. The tourism industry is an important part of Indonesia's economy as well. Both nature and culture are major components of Indonesian tourism. Just a few examples of well-known scenic locations are the beaches in Bali, the diving spots in Bunaken, Mount Bromo in East Java, Lake Toba and many national parks in Sumatra. A rich cultural heritage that represents Indonesia's dynamic history and ethnic variety complements these natural charms. The largest Buddhist temple in the world is the Borobudur Temple, which was built in central Java around the 9th century. Including Borobudur, Indonesia currently has 9 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Indonesia has guaranteed religious freedom in the constitution. 88% of its citizens identify themselves as Muslims. Indonesian language is the official and the national language of Indonesia. Given the immense geographic and cultural diversity found throughout the country, Indonesian food is flavorful and diverse. Rice is the leading staple food and is served with side dishes of meat and vegetables. Less than 1/5 of the total land surface is devoted to crop cultivation. Most agricultural land is dedicated to rice. Some popular sports in Indonesia are football, volleyball, basketball and badminton. Badminton is arguably Indonesia's most successful sport. Additionally, Indonesia competes in multi-event regional sporting competitions including Southeast Asian Games, Asian Games and the Olympic Games. Indonesia is one of the major sport powerhouses in the Southeast Asian region. Indonesia and Monaco have identical flags, the slight difference being that Indonesia's flag is slightly whiter. If you are interested in learning about similar looking flags, please watch the video link in the description or in the pinned comment.